radio station on the net.
Welcome to Embracing Love. I am your host, Dr.Charles, Dean, the relationship mentor, and I want to welcome you tonight on this Wednesday night to Embracing Love. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Listen, tweet a friend. Tell a friend that Embracing Love is on the air. Tell them they can dial in at 515-605-9768. or we're streaming live at KLJN1077.com. I want to thank you guys for being with me tonight. I do not take it lightly. You could have so many other things that you are doing on a Wednesday night, and I greatly appreciate you being here with me tonight on Embracing Love. Embracing Love is not a show just for couples. Embracing Love speaks to all hearts. We speak to the hearts of relationships. We talk about family, finance, children, singles, dating, health, inspiration, and a personal relationship with yourself. But most of all, Embracing Love talks about love. Now, I know that many times people just want to put a Band-Aid on it and kind of stop that healing and try to just get over that pain at that point in time. But sometimes you have to go just a little bit deeper. Because if it's not cleaned out and healing properly in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, maybe a year down the line, you'll feel that pain. And you say, I should have cleaned that out better. Because now it left a scar. I should have cleaned it out better because now when it rains, I feel that pain. So here on Embracing Love, we are here to get to the root. I am here to get to the root of your problem so that we can heal. I can't just put a band, because I know that there's many of you out there that are listening, and you're dating, or you're engaged, or you're even married. You may be going through some serious problems, some serious issues, things that are going on in your life, and you're not exactly sure what's going on. But tonight, it's Wednesday. I'm Dr. Charles Dean, and you're listening to Embracing Love. Listen, I am excited about tonight I have a special guest that's going to be with me in just a little while, Habibo Haji. This young lady, I call her the leadership speaker. I read through her bio, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And she's going to tell you some of her accomplishments and some of the things that she's done in her life and why she speaks empowerment and leadership to so many people. But I'm also excited about being on tour with this young woman. The KGI, Kingdom Girls International Tour. The launch is kicking off August 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to have some powerful speakers, some wonderful people that's going to help you get through some of your hurt, some of your pain. If you're looking to build business, if you're looking for direction, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you're just not sure where to go, you want to be a part of this launch in Atlanta, Georgia. Make your way to Atlanta, Georgia. Also, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. On September 22nd and September 23rd, go to Eventbrite and get your tickets. Tickets are selling out fast for this tour. KGI, Kingdom Girls International. There are 7 speakers. I am one of the speakers, and Habibo Haji is one of the speakers. And that's why I'm excited to have her here with me tonight. We're going to talk about purpose. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about prosperity. We're going to bring this all together for the younger women, for the older women. Men are invited. Come on out. Go to eventbrite.com and just pull up Kingdom Girls International and reserve your seat tonight. I want to thank you for being a part of this wonderful organization, KLJM. I'm excited to be a part of this organization. We have over 15 shows that's available through the network. We are worldwide. And I want to thank you because we're growing every day with the listeners because we have great content. We have great shows for every purpose of your life. I do a show, Embrace and Love, on Wednesday nights, and on Sundays, every other Sunday, I do the gospel training. So you also have encouragement. You have empowerment. You have music to lift your soul and to take you through the week because we know that so many things happen throughout the week. Sometimes you just need a word of encouragement. You need something just to take you through just for a little while, just to take you over and bring you back. So I'm excited about that. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to jump right in to this interview with this marvelous speaker, this world-renowned speaker, Habibo Haji. I'm your host, Dr. Charles Dean, and you're listening to Embrace and Love. We'll be right back.
When you look at the Mercedes-Benz GLC, with its high-tech cameras and radar, contemporary cockpit, 360-degree network of driver assist technologies, and sporty performance, what's most impressive about the GLC? All depends on your point of view. The 2017 GLC, starting at $39,150. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I am your host, Dr. Charles Dean, and you are listening to Embrace and Love. Tonight, my special guest, Habibo Haji. I was talking to her a little while ago as we was trying to put this together, and she has a very impressive resume. And we're going to talk about that because the accomplishments that she had on this resume and what she has done in her life is outstanding. So as we go a little deeper into this interview, I'm going to let her talk to you and tell you a little bit about what's going on. KOJ and listeners, my fans or followers, I want you to welcome Habibo Haji to Embrace Love. Habibo, are you with me?
Thank you. I am.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Dean, for having me. It's my pleasure to be with you.
It's an honor that you are here. I'm excited about what we have going on. I'm excited about the tour that's taking place for KGI. I'm excited that you're a part of that. You know, when Minister Roxanne Brown put this together, I said, I want to have each and every one of their speakers on my show. And I'm glad that she is putting this together and have leadership speakers such as yourself that's going to be able to touch the hearts of so many and be able to help them out. Tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background.
Where do I start? You know, currently I am a best-selling author of the book Conquering the Odds, Turn Your Valley into a Mountaintop. I am studying for my doctorate and graduated with my nursing degree a couple years ago. And I work at the Great Mayo Clinic.
Great Mayo?
Yeah, the Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
And that is one of the, most renowned hospital in the world. So it is a privilege for me to even be a part of anything along that line, because it is not how I grew up. And although, my life seems to flow right now, and I have all these great opportunities and accomplishments, and living the American dream, as we usually call that, there was a time that my life was not even anything similar to what I live right now.
Outstanding. Tell us about this book. You said that you are an author of the book. Give us the title of your book again.
It is called Conquering the Odds, Turn Your Valley into a Mountaintop.
Tell us the vision behind the book. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I grew up in Somalia. I was born to two teenage parents who had an arranged marriage. And my mother had me when she was 16. And shortly afterwards, my parents ended up getting divorced. And my mother, with no education, being 16, couldn't take care of me. So she had to send me to live with my grandmother, who was a nomad in Somalia. And at the age of 3, my grandmother taught me how to herd the goats and sheep. And by the time I was 4, I was a shepherd on my own, taking care of over 150 goats and sheep, leaving our hut before sunrise and coming back past sundown. And through that journey, I have survived malaria more than 15 times.
What?
I've survived, yes, I have survived countless attacks from predators, male predators. I have gone through starvations for more than 6 months at a time. And through that, I have there was one particular moment in my life when I was 12, and I was so alone, and I had nobody. And I was out as a nomad with the cows on my own. And I can close my eyes and just relive that moment. I would sleep on the ground at night and would cry myself to sleep with no more than the leaves around me. That I haven't had any meal or any food whatsoever for 6 months or more. And all I had was the cow milk and whatever fruits I can find through the jungle. So usually we say that I had this epiphany, or that we, like there's a time in your life where you hit rock bottom and you just don't know any better but to cry out to your Creator. And for me, that particular time, I would cry myself to sleep every night praying and asking God, why is this my life? And being 12 and being a young girl who's going through puberty and not having the necessity to survive. So the book that I wrote is mainly to show people that you can be a nomad, you can be a shepherd. You can find yourself in a different country at the age of 16 with no English, with nothing, with no money, no resources, no education. In any situation, if you turn to who you are and your Creator, that anything is possible. Anything is possible. So the book is to help and help people shape that, your past does not equal your future. And the power to change and go through anything is within us. And the only thing we need to do is make that decision and say, you know what? Whatever it is that I'm going through right now, it doesn't define who I am. I cannot change tomorrow, but I can certainly influence how tomorrow turns out.
I am just sitting here in awe to hear your stories. I am from the Bronx, New York. I was born and raised out in the streets of the Bronx, the project area. But hearing your story is only something that most of us just see on TV. To hear your story on how you have accomplished so much, I'm just sitting here. You are encouraging me. I'm looking at my life saying, Dr. Dean, you need to, try to do this, or I'm tired of trying to do this, or maybe there seems to be like a silver spoon in my mouth. I don't feel like getting up and going to do this, that, and the other. And you are drinking cow milk and sleeping in the jungle for months and months at a time. Tell the listeners and tell the audience where they can find your book. How can they contact you?
Absolutely, Dr. Dean. My book is available on Amazon, and it's called Conquering the Odds, Turn Your Valley into a Mountaintop. And we've all had where we felt like we were down deep in the valley and that we would never come out because the pain was so difficult and the pain was just unbearable. So they can also reach out to me on my website. It is www.conqueringtheodds.com.
Repeat that again.
Where they can reach out to me. Sure. www.conqueringtheodds.com.
Outstanding. Tonight, my special guest is Habibo Haji. I'm excited to have her here, just hearing some of the stories and the things that's going on in her life. I understand why she teaches leadership. As a relationship mentor, a lot of things happen in our lives that affect us in relationships. And until you actually realize that there is a problem to overcome in your relationships and some of the things that you're going to do, you might not realize why they're falling apart. And I'm glad to have her on this circuit with us for KGI. As I said before, she's going to be on the tour in Cleveland, Ohio, September 22nd, and September 23rd. Just to be there, if you don't listen to any other speakers as to what I'm thinking in my heart right now, I want to make sure that I am on the front row to hear your story. Because what you're telling me now, we only have a short period of time. But I believe that your story is going to touch the hearts of millions. I want to be able to pick up your book and have it in my library just the same. So I thank you for being with me tonight. Tell me about, in your profile, it says that you have a training company and that you mentor individuals. Tell us about that.
Yes, I work with the youth and corporations. My passion is helping someone get through their dark moments, especially when we are talking about our youth today, and knowing that they are going through the peer pressure of having to fit into certain categories, having to be pressured into drugs or sex or looking a certain way, or even bullying. I was bullied when I was little because I was poor. I was bullied because I looked different. And for me, helping young kids or young adults understand that they have a purpose for their life and that everything they need is within them, and that they don't need permission from anybody else to be the greatest human being that they were created to be, is what I live for. Because somewhere, down, there are kids that are not being told that they are incredible, that they are smart, and they could be anything that they want to be. I was one of those kids. And if I can help a child, and I typically work with high schoolers, college kids, and middle school children, and help them recognize that other people's opinion, and this is a quote that I often use from Les Brown, other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Dr. Dean, if I had listened to people, if I had bowed my head down because I am a woman and because I'm someone who's from the society that I am from, someone who lacked education, someone who's a single mother, if I had listened to what people told me, I would not be where I'm at today. And because I've had the opportunity to, and earlier you said something about recognizing that you need to be somewhere, whether it's in relationship or business. 5 years ago, I realized that my life wasn't really going in the direction that I wanted. So I started reading. So I started listening to Les Brown and Tony Robbins and Louise Hayes and Wayne Dyer. And one thing that stuck with me was that other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Dr. Dean, how many people do you know in your circle, or even the ones that you associate with, that are always worried about what other people think of them, what other people would say? And that prevents them from being who they truly were created to be. And for me, that's my mission.
I hear it every day. Whether I'm talking to a client, whether I'm talking to friends, whether I'm reading a post, whether I'm doing research, I hear it every day. And as I said earlier, so many of us are going through things and we think we got it bad until we hear stories of accomplishment and blessings like yourself. How you took just what the basics of what you had to pull yourself up, to get up out of the situations that you were in and to build your life because you made a decision that you wanted a better life. I think this is going to be great to have you on this tour, and there are so many people out there that is going to identify with what you're talking about. See, the KGI tour and where we're going with this is to be able to let young women and women of all ages understand that it's not a cultural thing. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with the fact of where you are. It's the mindset of what you want to do in your life. And you took what was deep down in your heart and in your soul, the gifts that was given to you, you took those gifts and brought them out and started using those gifts to put you where you are today. And I'm excited about that, and I commend you on that. I'm looking forward to meeting you in Cleveland, Ohio, September 22nd, September 23rd. I want you to go get your tickets because you're going to have some powerful speakers like leadership coach Habibo Haji. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we want to talk about her role in this KGI tour, what she's looking forward to experience out of that, and the goals and the dreams and how she's going to touch individuals' hearts. Is that okay that we talk about that when we come back?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break. I'm your host, Dr. Charles Dean, and tonight I have my special guest, leadership coach. And from just hearing some of the things that she's going through right now and the things that she has been through in her life, I can understand how she has that spirit of leadership. Habibo Haji, my special guest on Embracing Love. We'll be right back.
Into the light and use every bit of the power I have inside. You're listening to KLJN 107.7, the hottest, coolest radio station on the net. 107.7 KLJN.
Welcome back to Embracing Love. I am your host, Dr. Charles Dean. Tonight, my special guest, Habibo Haji. If you're just tuning in, you definitely want to make sure that you get to the KGI tour. September 22nd and 23rd. The launch is taking place in Atlanta, Georgia on August 5th. But to hear this story, if you missed any part of this interview, any part of this show, I want you to go to drcharlesdean.com. It will be in the archives. Habibo Haji has a story. I was telling her during the break, while I was just sitting here and listening to her, my eyes began to well up. Because the story of her life, I've only read in books and I've seen on TV. But to hear the accomplishments that she has done, some of the challenges and the struggles that she has been through, you have no more excuse, as they would say. Because what she's been through, there's not too many of us that would actually go through it and say, I need to do better. So many of us would give up, say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And the word can't is not in her vocabulary. She dug deep down into her soul and found the gift that was given to her. Through all the challenges, through all the problems that was going on in her life, she knew that there was a better way, that there was an out, that there was something better than what she had. She realized it. And a lot of times I talk about relationships, and I just want people to know when you're in those relationships and you think that you're just about ready to give up, you have to look at what's going on in your life, because it takes two people for any relationship to go bad. And you have to look at your past. You have to look at your problems. You have to ask yourself, is my past hanging out in my present? Not so much your future, because it will be there in your future. But right now, it's in your present. And as long as you allow it to stay in your present, it will hold you back from moving forward. Habibo Haji, are you still with me?
I am.
Outstanding. We have a tour coming up, and I am excited to be on the circuit with you, the KGI Kingdom Girls International Tour that's taking place in Cleveland, Ohio, September 22nd and September 23rd. Tell us your expectations of this tour. Tell us what you're looking to bring to this tour and what you're looking to get out of this tour.
Absolutely. I am very excited to be a part of this international tour. There's nothing better than being around like-minded, motivated people. The key to growth, what I have learned is that the key to growth is look a couple of yards before you. And for me, being able to be in the same room as Minister Robinson and you and all the other people that have succeeded in the areas in their lives that are willing to contribute to other people to grow and succeed in life, there's nothing better than that. And there's no amount. Usually, what hinders people is, I don't have the money to go to this thing. I don't want to miss work. But if we don't allow ourselves to grow and to be a part of something better, something bigger than us, we're always going to stay the same. We're always going to be stuck. And for what I'm going to be bringing to the conference is laughter, some tears, and a little hint of motivation to get us to push a little deeper into our souls.
Oh, I don't think that you are going to bring a little bit of motivation. I think when you begin talking and you talk about your story, I believe that the audience is getting ready to slide to the tip of their seats, and they are going to have every bit of attention on you, every ounce of words that come through your lips. Because I'm sitting here, and I'm in awe. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You know, the life is full of challenges. Life is a learning opportunity, and every day we grow up, if we try to be a little better than we were yesterday, how we can humble ourselves, how we can be more authentic in our actions and our words, it makes the world even a better place, because it allows people to come to your life who will enrich it in a way that there's no measurable way. You know, connecting with you and connecting with other people that have this purpose in life. You know, Tony Robbins says the key to any success is taking massive action on a consistent basis. And for a lot of people out there, they would have a goal. January 1st comes, everybody's at the gym. January 31st comes, 10% may be there. You know, so that is the reality that we're living in. And I am looking forward to coming over there and hanging out with all of you and just doing what we do best, changing lives.
Outstanding. Now, for those who are just tuning in, I have my special guest, leadership coach, Habibo Haji, and she has a book out, Conquering the Odds. Please tell the audience how they can get a hold of your book and how they can contact you and bring you out to their organization as a leadership speaker. Please give out your information.
Oh, absolutely, Dr. Dean. My book is available on Amazon. It is called Conquering the Odds, Turn Your Valley into a Mountaintop, and it will help you get unstuck in the things that are stuck in your life and you feel like you cannot change, but you can. You can also reach out to me at www.conqueringtheodds.com. That is my website. You can also find me pretty much, there are a lot of different things on the webpage. So if you just Google my name, Habibo Haji, you should be able to find me.
Could you spell that for them? As I said earlier, I did not want to butcher your name. So please spell that for them so that they can identify you and find you correctly.
Absolutely. Habibo, Habibo, Haji, Haji. And you can also find me on Facebook.
Outstanding. So I continue looking. I continue looking at your bio, and there's so much in it. And you're doing the leadership, the mentoringship. And you also dealing with youth. You deal with youth. Is that correct?
Yes, I work with kids.
Tell us the age limit and what is it that you mentor or your leadership programs consist of?
So I do two different things. So in terms of leadership for businesses and organizations, that is just productivity and how to become the best leader and developing that cohesiveness, integrity, authenticity in the group. And my passion, I do leadership, I love it, but where my heart lies is I work with the youth, whether that is elementary school, middle school, high school, or colleges. My preference would be high schools because that is where the kids are the most raw, where they're growing, where they're dealing with a lot of different things. I'm a psychiatric nurse. I work inpatient. I work with lots of kids who come in with lots of different emotional issues. So the way I look at it is if I can be present, if I can teach them how to be resilient in the things that, for me growing up, I was miserable, but I couldn't really think of it like in a way that kids think of it right now. They just go like, they'd be 13, 14, 15, 16, and they would say, my boyfriend broke up with me, therefore I'm just going to go to the kitchen, grab a bottle of Tylenol, and I'm just going to kill myself. That is really heartbreaking for someone who's 14. And it happens so much in the world. Do you know that suicide is the second leading cause for teens from 12 to 21?
Really?
Second leading cause, yes. Second to accidents. So for me, I want to be in every high school in the United States and internationally. I want to be in every middle school. And I want to teach them the resilience of life is more than that peer pressure. They have to be able to look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm enough. I do not need acceptance from those around me. I do not necessarily have to go and do acid and meth and all these different things kids are attached to now. It just becomes game to them. And for me, it is so heartbreaking, and we ought to be doing a lot more than we currently are, especially those kids of color. In all honesty, we're so proportionately in that suicide and the cycle of abuse and just drugs. There are a lot of things that I see every day at my line of work that just frustrates me. And I want to be able to help that. And for my goal is that if 5%, and if I, teach 10 kids, if one of them looks the other way around and says, you know what, I think I deserve better, my mission is done.
That is deep. Because I think that's what we strive for. Because if we could just touch one or two, if we can change the life as to what we see all of these kids going through. Sometimes I think about my childhood growing up, and sometimes we would look back and we would think that we had it bad according to our parents and our grandparents. But the new millennials that's coming up now, they got it bad. And they need this type of direction. They need this type of leadership and this type of mentorship that's going to help them to move forward. They need someone to talk to because they're not talking to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
They're stuck behind their phones, their devices, and they don't know how to communicate. And they're going to these doctors, and some of these doctors, not all of these doctors, but some of these doctors are putting them on medication that they don't need to be on.
Mm-hmm.
And they are becoming depressed. They're becoming suicidal. And they're taking their lives. They're leaving this world at such a very young age, or they are getting so messed up in their mind until the things that they are doing. I was reading and heard about an article just the other day. And I don't know if you heard about it or not, where there were 7 kids that actually watched an older man drown. They sat there and fronted him in the water. You heard about this?
Mhm.
They watched this older man as they filmed it, recorded it, and laughed about it as someone's life was just diminished, gone, taken, not to ever come again.
You're listening to KLJN, 107 radio station on the net, 107.7 KLJN.
Welcome back to Embracing Love, the show about love and relationships. I want to thank my special guest this evening, Habibo Haji, leadership speaker. Very powerful speaker. Just listening to her message tonight was encouraging to me. I'm looking forward to being on tour with her in Cleveland, Ohio, September 22nd and 23rd. Please reserve your seats and get your tickets. Go to eventbrite.com and pull up Kingdom Girls International, KGI. You know, so many times we think that we got it bad until you hear someone else's story. You hear someone else talk about how tragic their life was, the things that they have gone through in their life. To hear the life of Habibo Haji and to see where she has brought herself from living in the jungle, drinking goat milk, sleeping out in the rain, under the tree, and making a decision in her life that I need better, that I want better, that I desire better, that I deserve better. Just to hear those things was encouraging to me. So when you feel that you just want to give up because you had a bad day or maybe something's just not going right in your life at that moment, and you feel that you want to give up, just think about the direction that you're going. Think about how to get out of that situation. Think about what road you need to go down. Think about the turn. Think about a way to clear your head. Think about a way to dig deep into your soul and pull out what God has placed in you. Sometimes the gifts that we have, we don't realize them because we think it is what it is. I can't get to that point because it is what it is. Maybe it's where I grew up. Maybe it's where I live at now. Maybe I just don't have the intellect to learn all of this. Maybe I don't have the skills. I was never this type of student in school. I didn't graduate. And maybe you feel that you are this is just the way God has in my life. But I'm here to tell you, God is a God of prosperity. And God has given us all gifts to be better than who we are. So just dig deep into your soul. Just get into a room by yourself and find out, what is it that I am supposed to be doing? But there's more out there for me than what I am doing right now. Who am I supposed to be teaching to? Who am I supposed to be speaking to? Who am I supposed to be mentoring to? What type of life am I supposed to have? What type of rewards are going to come into my life? I can no longer just lay here and wallow in all of this. There's a better way in my life. There's a better road for me to go down. Let me just cut down some of these trees. Let me just kind of get rid of some of these bushes. Let me push them aside. I know I'm going to get scraped and scarred in some of my travels, but I got to make it through because I can't be in this jungle. There's so much out there for me, and I got to find it. I want to thank you for being with me tonight. I am your host, Dr. Charles Dean. And if you missed any part of this show on this evening, please go to Dr. Charles Dean Radio at drcharlesdean.com, and you'll find this show and many other shows of relationship in my archive. You can also go to KLJN1077.com and pull up Embrace and Love, and you will find this show in the archive. Once again, I want to thank leadership speaker Habibo Haji for being my special guest tonight on Embrace and Love. Tune in next week where I will have another special guest, Coach Lori Wagner. You want to hear her story. You want to hear what she talks about her journey. Don't miss Embrace and Love next week. Thank you for being with me. And until next time, good night and God bless.
KLJN 107.7, the hottest, coolest radio station on the net. 107.7 KLJN.
Napa know-how.
The Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote?